I want to touch on one last thing,
Yeah.
which is I have viewed over the last few years a toxicity in fandom, and I believe you've experienced or seen a little of it in the last week.
Yeah.
What is going on where fans are just... I don't understand how people can't just enjoy things and why it has to be these personal attacks, and I don't understand what's happened.
I can tell you from my limited experience, I was sort of sucked into it recently on an internet. I got caught up as an innocent bystander in a bunch of
Completely.
in a bunch of Star Wars stuff. Look, movies are very emotional. They're extremely, extremely emotional. And a movie like Star Wars or movies like Marvel, where you're dealing with comic books, this is stuff that is coming from their childhood. It's the same thing as campfire stories, and in some cases, it's the very fabric of their growing up. It's something of which they're hugely protective. We go back to The Way of the Gun, the movie we're talking about. What I did in The Way of the Gun is I defied the expectations of the viewer. I subverted them right from the very beginning of the film. And I learned a very valuable lesson, which is that people tend to react quite extremely when you don't meet their expectations or you don't tell them the story. What I did in The Way of the Gun was I was asking you to figure it out instead of telling you what I wanted you to feel. Mass audiences, I'm not saying everybody, but mass audiences tend to reject that sort of thing. It's very upsetting. They've come to be entertained and they find themselves doing the work. And you confront that sort of thing at your peril. So I understand why they're as angry as they are. And I've been listening to their complaints about the movie that they're complaining to. I've actually engaged some of them directly and spoken to them. And it's kind of confirmed everything that I felt, which was we messed with their expectations. And when you do that, that's the reaction you're going to get. At the same time, I feel like the reactions are pretty extreme. And what I noticed that they were not able to separate was their being upset from their choice of how they were expressing it. So you would confront them on the way they were expressing it, and they would defend their right to express being upset. They really couldn't separate the two things. And that, I think, speaks to a bigger issue. I think that speaks to what we're seeing on virtually any issue on the internet. People are so busy defending their point of view that they're not really looking at the way they are defending it. And what we've done as a society is we're attacking logical problems with emotional responses.